Hello. This is currently April 1st on our end. We haven't talked about it, but I'm going to assume we're going to wait until like Monday.
I didn't even think about the fact that we're doing this today.
It's currently April 1st for the Star Wars Every Week Forever offices. But you're probably hearing this on Monday the 3rd.
God, I wish we'd recorded this earlier because this would have been a great day to put this up. Holy shit. I didn't even fucking think about that.
No, it would have been a terrible idea. In fact, I would have been deeply opposed to it.
Yeah.
We come today with quite unfortunate news.
Somber, despite the way we've introed this.
Despite the way that we've talked about it all these years, and despite the fact that we just came in giggling.
Going out the way we came in, you know?
Going out the way we came in, making a fucking mockery of ourselves. We are being put in the unfortunate position where we have to put the show on hiatus with an asterisk. There isn't a plan to fully end it here, but it is looking like this could be an end. It has become increasingly difficult in these not post-pandemic times, but post-we pretend like it's not happening times, to get together and do this show and keep up with it and put aside real-life things that take up a lot of time and focus on this show from all ends. And the last couple weeks, I'm sure if you listened to last rotation, you heard every week, we're a week behind in recording, and
we're a week behind, we're down a person, you know, whether it was me or Ben, you know.
It was a pretty consistent, we're down a person, and it just got to the point where we weren't really doing the podcast that we do anyway, and I think today, ironically on April 1st, for you, April 3rd, if this is a really, really fucking involved April Fool's joke to me, I'm never gonna forgive you two. I don't think it is, because we've been talking about it for a while.
That's probably a good way to address it too. Like, you know, you'll notice we're down a person for this. Ben's got a lot going on. You know, we're not going to go into details and stuff. Ben's got a lot going on in their personal life, so this was kind of the impetus of like, hey, we're going to take a step back, at least for the moment. You know, it's a somber little mini episode here, whatever this ends up being.
I plan for it literally just to be, hey, so we're done for a while. Like, we haven't talked about this. We made the decision about 2 hours ago that this is the way it's going to have to be. And then I said, when we got on the call, I was like, because we're not going to, it feels wrong to just put on the Twitter or the Discord, like, hey, we're done for a while. It feels like we have to talk about it. Yeah. Because part of this process has been talking about the process the whole way through. Like, that's part of the adventure, right?
That's kind of the thing too. We talked about a little bit before we started rolling here, and then just decided, hey, we should just fucking record this. We'll if this is it, if this is fully it, if the podcast is over, we're gonna do a wrap up at some point. We'll do a retrospective episode where the three of us sit down and we talk about the process and how this has gone. You know, a lot has changed in the last, 2.5, almost 3 years at this point.
We recorded the preview episode that no one shall ever see in June of 2020.
Yeah.
And then we started recording the rotations in July, like end of July. And then the first episode went up, I think, beginning of September.
Yeah.
Of 2020.
So, I mean, long time. Long time. A lot of stuff has changed.
And we didn't miss a single week until Christmas 2022.
Yeah. The beginning of the end. As it will be. As it will now be known.
The end of November 2022 was when it started becoming clear, alright, schedules are not what they used to be for any of us.
Yeah.
I'm able to make a 1 hour recording pretty easily. But even on my end, the ability to put out the show production-wise as it once was becoming difficult. It's just Ben's going through a lot. Chris is a father now. I don't have the free time I used to have. I still have the most free time out of the three of us, but it's still limited, and it's just kind of like, I think all of us agree that we want it to be goodbye for now, but we can't promise.
It's feeling to be, as transparent as we've always been throughout this whole process. It's feeling like it's likely it. So
yeah.
But, and I've not cleared this with anyone, so I'm just going to talk like I do as the Agent of Chaos on this show. It's not to say we won't do something else that takes less production and...
maybe something that isn't restricted to a time schedule, or that we could record a couple episodes at once rather than every single week.
Something where we're not bound to one subject matter, that we have to watch one movie a week and do a continuous cycle of something, so...
Something that we're not torturing ourselves with, that's not endless, because that's the thing about this show. It's so much fun, but we've done it, I think, longer than any of the very few people that have done projects like this have, in terms of like most episodes and weekly. People are like, or we'll do it once a week for a year, or we'll do it once a year, and it's like, we've done this a long time.
Well, and that's, even looking at the podcast that gave this podcast the idea to exist, they've switched up what they're doing. They've not stuck to the same thing once a week for 2.5, almost 3 years. I think it's pretty fair to say that we were getting to the point where, like, this shtick's getting old, and it's been such a fight for so long of like, all right, we gotta talk about Star Wars this amount on these episodes, and nobody wants to fucking talk about Star Wars anymore. Honestly, if we do something else where it's, maybe not once a week, but like at least a once a month podcast that's just whatever, we're not gonna not talk about Star Wars. Star Wars is gonna fucking come
I'm
up
not. I have no We're not even gonna pretend like we're gonna watch Star Wars every week as we have been with this. Indefinite in every way. It's not like we're doing this spiritually on the side. It's just,
I'm not watching a Star Wars movie for like a fucking year. What are you talking about? It's done.
A year is being kind. Yeah, so here's the plan. Here's the concrete plan that we have right now. We have 3 fully recorded episodes still in tow, so we're going to complete the 15th rotation. So for the next 3 weeks, you'll have episodes. They might be weird, because I think 2 of them are me and Ben, and 1 is me and Chris, and we obviously fully plan to continue. I spent a lot of time trying to materialize a 51st Dates episode that never happened. We literally just talked about it. We still very badly want to do that.
It's been, the prophecy must be fulfilled, We'll get that done at some point.
The prophecy must be fulfilled. We also did a Phantom Menace recording. We were supposed to do Attack of the Clones recording today, and obviously that's not happening. I think that Phantom Menace episode is great. Maybe one day we'll release it. I'm letting it be because 15 sounds right. Yeah. 15 is an amazing accomplishment.
The lost episode,
The lost episode. Now, there'll be 2 lost episodes. I apologize to Andramaxed because that was an episode where I started doing the what are the CGI characters doing in other movies thing. It was very fun, but I'm not going to put myself through the stress of putting out the beginning of the 16th rotation when there is no way we're finishing it.
Yeah, there's no point, at least for the moment, because, again, like we said, at the moment it's indefinite, but, again, in the spirit of full transparency, as we always have, this is likely, unfortunately, it, so...
So, we do plan, maybe one day, we want to very badly one day, whether it's a few months down the line, a few years down the line, if we don't return, we want to do a retrospective. In what capacity we do that is questionable. I think, regardless, the 3 of us are going to want to sit down and do, like, a recording of a podcast. And
yeah, that's the thing. This is certainly not the end of you having to hear the 3 of us bullshit on the internet forever. We're gonna do something, We're gonna do something. whatever shape that takes, who knows, but it'll be something.
Hopefully it'll be something that is not at some point driven by spite.
I'm gonna go back to that episode where that person left that give up comment and just be like in all caps, "Are you happy now?"
I'll take care of it. Oh man, I'm looking at the give up one and it really sucks. So it's not an easy thing to do, I don't think. We talk about in upcoming episodes, I think, or at least an episode that came out recently. It's like we would feel very incomplete just like stopping, but the reality of the situation is we value our own friendship and our own lives more than this, and we apologize for that. But it's just I'd rather stay as close of friends with Chris and Ben than continue for this to be a headache that puts strain on anything. We have shit going on. We are adults. We just don't have the time right now or maybe ever.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I said, if we do something else, it'll be less of a... Because again, the scheduling times for recording is one thing, but the actual sitting down and watching these movies once a week adds a whole other element to it. And, it's trying to stay on theme. It's a whole thing. So whatever comes out on the other end of this will, I think, be better for everybody. So
we'll keep you informed, but we'll keep you informed in that way that that one friend that you had from like high school keeps you informed when they send you a message once a year and say, "Hey, how are you doing? Do you want to go drink?" We'll probably not say anything until we have something to say. But we'll probably talk a little bit in the Discord because people in the Discord, you kept us going.
Yeah.
A huge thank you to... Should I kill the gimmick right now?
I'm going to break kayfabe right now.
I'm going to break kayfabe right now. I want to send out a huge thanks to Lawrence specifically.
Yeah. The fourth man on the podcast.
Lawrence filled in a lot. And Lawrence might have been more involved in this process than anybody else outside of the three of us.
Yeah.
So thank you, Lawrence, a lot, because you made our lives easier a whole lot. But, it's goodbye for now. Maybe goodbye entirely for the podcast. But this is an end, at the very least, for a little bit. And we apologize for taking 10 minutes to get to the point, but, that's what you listen to all these years.
That's what we do. So. We can't make a fucking point, and if we do, it takes 10 to 20 minutes to get there eventually. So, it's fun. We're sticking to the theme, just very on brand right till the end,
I think we have to go out on some kind of theme, right? Like we gotta wrap this up with something that we did way too much. So, yes.
I thought you were going to say we were going to talk about comics for the next 6 minutes before we end this.
Well, I was trying to decide as I spoke, like, do I do the forbidden bit with Obama, or do I do a Papa Palps voice?
Jay, you want to argue about Ewoks real quick?
Yes. Well, this has been Star Wars Every Week Forever for now, or quite possibly forever. We thank you so much for sticking with us for this journey, because as much as this is an end in some way, it's something we took a lot of pride in and we enjoyed very much. And we do love you all very much. I almost don't want to say good night, but good night.